Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is the Boom Bar right here on your Boom Radio NG. I bid you a warm welcome to the bar today, as we're going to be talking about quite a number of things. If you're just joining the bar, this is where we give you everything sports, politics, entertainment, and everything else in between. And anything else in between, we say, can be anything else in between. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show today. Today, we're going to be talking about quite a number of business issues. Actually, the president has put a ban on there's the share not export. I think there's a 6-month ban on that now officially. There is a cybercrimes bill that there are reports that it has been passed by the National Assembly, but even without that, we also need to look into it and we see what it entails. People need to be, looking at it. Also, the federal government had opened a portal. We're going to be talking about it. And coming from Imo State, Governor Uzodimma has decided to shatter the table with a minimum wage. Also, there's a lot of gist about ASU going on strike, saying they're going to the mother of all strikes. We're going to talk about that and every other thing else right here at the bar. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show with us. Yes, I said with us because it's just not only me today. It is I and Shola Rogers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the bar.
Okay, so we're going straight into today's gist. I'm going to be talking about quite a number of things today, like I had highlighted earlier. One of the major things that we're going to be talking about is the federal government or President Tinubu's ban on share not export. Now, it might not take a lot of people by surprise. The president is still in, if we're correct, the president is still in Brazil. But there are quite a number of things that he's still talking about. So, first things first. Basically, what the president is saying that this share not is what makes. Okay. This share not is what makes share butter that is being made, which a lot of people apparently Nigeria is one of the highest producers. One of the highest producers of share nut. And now the president is saying that we're going to be keeping this thing in-house, that is supposed to curb informal trade and boost processor utilization around the country. This was announced by the Minister of Agri and Food Security.
Yeah, interesting submission by Dolupo there, of course, and an amazing thing that the president has announced. It's got people discussing it all day, all morning. So you don't have to be physically present in a country to shake the country and take decisions. So it is rumored, and it's said in certain quarters, that Nigeria produces over 40% of the world's share nuts. But Nigeria's income when it comes to processed share nuts is less than 1%. You get. So share butter that we buy, there are a few people who actually produce these things, and I can imagine what they go through to actually put it out there as a finished product, yeah? And share nuts are, I don't know, I think it's God's gift to mankind. The kind of things that you can do with share nuts, especially the byproducts, the share butter, it's amazing. Oil, all the things that you can do with it, especially in the beauty world, even in treating certain skin, abrasions and stuff. And it's very natural. So here we go. How are you responsible for almost half of what the world uses in that particular sector, but you're not getting 1% of the value? So I remember that under President Buhari, there were certain aspects of Nigeria's exportations that were also, handled this way. For instance, lithium. Nigeria has a large deposit of lithium, which is used majorly for batteries in your EVs and other batteries for your cars and all that, your inverters. So you're exporting the raw ones, then we import the finished one very, very expensively. And they stopped it. And of course, now we have about 1 or 2 lithium battery production factories in Nigeria. We're waiting for the ripple effect, though. We hope that that trickles down.
Yeah, we hope
eventually.
that it does. And talking about this.
Okay, carry on. No,
oh,
carry
please
on.
go ahead.
No. So say your thing.
Finish. I just wanted to put an addendum to it. So please go ahead and finish.
So basically, Niger State, about 2 weeks ago, announced that they had actually finished a factory that would process shea butter. Now, in Nigeria, if we say Nigeria does 40% for the world or 40 something percent, Nigeria does virtually 90 or 80% of that. You know, let me reduce it and say 60% of that. I know it's more than that. You know, just be on the safe side. So now they have a factory on site. Now that factory will not get the kind of patronage that it should get, supply that it should get, and value that it wants to add if we don't have this kind of window. So what the president has said is for 6 months, it didn't say it's a lifetime ban, that for the next 6 months, we're not taking out any raw shea nuts. Nigeria is not going to export those nuts. Let's process them locally. So for the people who are processing in small batches, this is a time for you to ramp up. For the people who have set up that factory now, hey, the ball is in your court. All the nuts are yours now.
All the nuts are yours.
So we are expecting that in the space of 4 to 5 months, they'll be able to satisfy the local market and export. So I've seen critics of this. People talked about how Nigeria did it with cocoa in the 80s and blah, blah, blah. But again, we're not going to stay.
Okay, Nigeria did it with cocoa in the 80s, and then what happened?
And then they did it, and they let it go, and they didn't maintain it or whatever. But I think we should take this one based on its merit. We have a massive factory that can process shea butter. We have a large demand for shea butter globally. I think it's a win-win. And one of the other people, the people who are the local farmers, the women, how are they going to cope? They're not taking them out of business. There is a ready off-taker in Niger State. So for me, I'm excited at the prospects of this becoming another major foreign exchange earner for Nigeria.
Makes all the sense in the world, actually. For people that, so basically the local market, the truth is that there's most likely a lot of shea butter that is still being imported into the country. So what that means is that for people that for that importation, they don't need to import anymore.
That's what
which makes it cheaper. And now with the for the people that are exporting the raw materials, it means that there's a market for the processing. That also comes to export. If it's produced in that large quantity, then it can be effectively exported as shea butter and whatever other thing that is gotten from the shea nut. And, you know, that's revenue in itself. So I don't see it being a bad thing at all. But anyway, we'll see. We definitely will follow this and we'll see what will be happening with that. Now, I was going to go on with the cybercrimes bill that is in the National Assembly we're going to be talking about. But before that, I wanted to reduce the gist. And I wanted to add one gist. Funny enough, I forgot to add it. Is ASU. So as of yesterday, they had started protests all around the country saying that the presidency or the federal government, they don't want loans. They had said that they don't want loans. They had said that they want, there's a 2008 agreement that has still not been met and blah, blah, blah. Saying that one of the issues is that there's still issues with funding, and that they're probably going to go on strike. And according to the new ASU president, is going to be the mother of all strikes. Now, again, I ask, are we going to say that after 2 years of level of progress in tertiary universities, we are going to deteriorate because, let me guess, you don't want loans? And it doesn't look like what's it called, but at times maybe I need some explanation to make. Maybe I should, at that point, I would take ASU seriously. we can't. Are we saying that it's only strikes that ever get things done? Because it almost always just looks like y'all just want a holiday and okay, there is a holiday now and let's take a holiday for ourselves and we go on strike. What are we doing? I'm done.
Okay. All right. In fairness to ASU, they can be used to working for 2 years without break.
Okay.
Look, an association that from time to time could go 13 months, 9 months, 6 months on holiday. You know, it's called strike anyway, but it's still a holiday. And then when one government say, we won't pay you for this period that you did not work. No, you cannot do that. Okay, we get that. So this is how it works. When you need a break, a long one, call a strike.
That this new ASU president has not called one
it's
strike.
It's not even
before,
fair.
so
It's not fair on him. How can you be ASU president without strike?
He needs to etch his name in the sands of time.
In the last 30-something years of Nigeria's tertiary education system, you will now have one leader of lecturers in Nigeria that did not call a strike. That's bad. That also means that even the opposition will be disappointed in ASU. That means they're not doing their job. You understand? ASU, do your thing. You see? You don't want loans, you don't want this, you don't want that. Very good. Fantastic. Nigeria is not isolated from the rest of the world, though. We have a major entitlement problem in this country. I used to think it was just a general thing, but I think here it's more pronounced. Take your strikes, but if you really care, you can fight this government, fight them all. I don't have a problem with that without going on strike. Think about these kids, the ones that for the first time in the history of Nigerian tertiary education have been in school for 2 years non-stop. Hardly would you find a generation that has not been subjected to your strikes. It's I am not saying that you don't have a legitimate reason to fight the government. I'm saying, can you not fight the government without going on strike? Are you really saying that this is the only tool you want to do the murder of all strikes? Then what happens? The kids will stay at home again. Then all sorts of things start happening again. You'll be hearing about kids getting into all sorts of trouble. What do you expect? Fight the government if you have to, but think about the students also. I think students should be tired of being used as cannon fodder by government and ASU.
I was also going to say that all these monies that you hear that they give them, please, what's all that money for if they are still hanging on to some?
Without knowing the exact agreement and the exact figures that we agreed, we can't say that. We can't say that with a full chest, because maybe that's just a fraction of what the government agreed to give them. Okay. Now to the government. You stopped paying subsidies and you stopped defending the naira, and now you have more funds available. You're paying off external debts. The federal allocations, the monthly federal allocations have increased. The local governments and state governments are getting more money. With or without a budget, you can still find a way to listen to the needs of these lecturers. And not just the lecturers. I will always mention the military, because I see it as a ticking time bomb that the Nigerian military have not really announced any major upgrades to their earnings and stuff. You get? So please, quickly look at these angles. Make them happy. We need them. Even the lecturers.
I'm talking about, and this is where I'm now also going, is minimum wage for like federal workers, which the lecturers are involved in. I'm guessing the new minimum wage also affects them.
It should, at least for the ones who are employed by the state.
By the federal?
No, federal, of course, definitely affects them. All their workers,
so what are
all
we
federal
now doing?
workers.
Anyway,
All
I don't know.
federal
Like you said, we don't know like the full issues that's happening. So maybe until we get until we see those things point blank, then we'll be able to.
But
say,
the government
okay,
needs to step up its game also.
they need to look into whatever that is.
If there's anything you can do in record time, please let it be done. To be honest, I have never experienced a strikeless government, a government that ASU did not strike under. It doesn't exist. So if you want to actually make that record, listen to them, Sha.
Let's see. Let's
listen to them.
At least let's have a conversation around it. Now moving on from that, I'm talking about minimum wage. The Imo State governor has come out and say, he has come out guns blazing. He's telling you people all the 70,000, 80,000 that y'all were paying. Nope. We ain't doing that. He has officially announced that in Imo State, for Imo State workers, the minimum wage from August 2025 is 104,000 naira. Keep in mind, nobody gets minimum wage. But he's saying that the benchmark for his own minimum wage in his state is 104,000 naira.
This is massive. Honestly, when I heard this news, I was like already crossing my fingers and let it be true, because this is what we have always clamored for: the ability for government to pay the living wage. So the more money people get within a certain bracket, the better. Mm-hmm. It's funny how we have moved from when the state governments were begging the federal government to help them pay their own workers' salaries, and they were virtually cap in hand.
And now state governments are paying a lot more than the federal government minimum wage. Some
Some states are still paying the very old one.
Let's not even.
Which is strange, isn't it? Because
strange. What
would be the excuse of any governor in Nigeria today?
If one governor can pay as high as 104,000,
you are receiving. Okay, yeah, we're gonna let's talk about it in brass tacks now. How many workers do they have in Imo on their payroll? And how many do they have in this state, that state, and that
the
state?
least you can do is at least stick to the 70,000. That's the least you can do.
But the facts are that about 3 years ago, what you were getting has more or less doubled, and in some cases, it's been trebled. It's gone quadruple itself. I swear, okay, maybe not quadruple, but at least you're getting times 3 what you used to get. So you have no excuses. Mm-hmm. Beyond that, governors that are serious are now creating income and business.
Yeah.
There's Ibom Air, state-owned. There's Enugu Air now, state-owned. There's the Shea Butter factory.
A lot of
there's the Leather Works factory in Lagos.
Yeah.
There's several businesses that Lagos has gone into as a state. So if you look around different states, they are investing and
generating
revenue. And foreign direct investment is increasing again. Things are actually looking up for this country. But what are the state governments doing? So a big shout out.
I think it's going to be difficult
to Governor Governor Hope Uzodimma for setting up. For hoping.
How did you?
Yeah, set up his colleagues now. Because
God.
Look, the boss now will be like, Governor, what's going on?
But
here?
also, let's call it Spelo.
Yeah.
Imo is, if I'm correct, I think Imo is also an all-producing state.
So
they too are collecting. No. What I'm saying is that some states are not collecting 13% derivation, and all that. So we can actually also say that Imo State is earning more than a lot more states. But if we use it by that parameter, then the other states that are getting that 13% derivation, which some states are getting a lot more than Imo State, should also step up there. But
we know that Lagos and Edo.
I think Edo
they pay more than the minimum wage.
Rivers also pays more than the minimum wage. I think Akwa Ibom, I'm not sure.
And Lagos has said that they were going to increase it very soon anyway.
Yeah, so there's an
there you go.
Some states are paying as high as 85,000 naira. However, Mr. Uzodimma has increased the benchmark. Their daddy's daddy.
Well, they hope in his name, is setting people
He
up
has
now.
given people in
Now,
Imo State hope. But shout out to the Imo State workers.
let there be
Y'all
a
are going to be
ripple.
balling now.
Yeah, let it now spread. It has to spread. It has to spread. Let people get more.
Yeah.
They deserve it.
Anyway,
honestly.
moving on from that, let's go back to the cybercrimes bill that the reports that the National Assembly has signed. Now, we're going to really go into the bill itself. And because we're at a point where we need to educate ourselves. Because by the time a lot of people start getting jailed for some of these things, we will not be, it won't catch people by surprise. Now.
So again, I know Dolupo mentioned it, but I just want to mention for emphasis that what we're talking about now is we're waiting for an official statement about this, what's it called now? Cybercrime Act or law, but whether it's been signed or it's about to be signed, this is something that you need to know about. You, Mr. Admin of WhatsApp and all these other people, you think you can? It's digital and it's cyber.
Yeah.
So here we go.
There are quite a number of things. Now, basic key offenses under the Cybercrimes Act. So basically, let me just put it here. For people that are online users, content creators, or admin on any digital platform, these are things that the law would, and what they say, ignorance is not an excuse in law. Unauthorized access, accessing someone else's phone, laptop, or account without the permission is punishable by up to 5 years in prison. Tampering with data, deleting, modifying, or interfering with another person's digital data is punishable by 5 years in prison. Disclosure of critical information, sharing classified or sensitive data without proper authority is punishable by up to 15 years in prison. Recording private discussions without authorization, even if you are part of that discussion, is punishable by up to 2 years in prison. Publishing fake news, spreading false, misleading, or deceptive information online is punishable by 2 years in prison. Online harassment or abuse, posting offensive, vulgar, or indecent content to insult or humiliate someone else is punishable by up to 2 years in prison. And inciting ethnic or religious hatred, making statements that provoke ethnic, tribal, or religious violence is punishable by life imprisonment.
Gang. Okay, once again, this act, even while it was still being debated, had riled up a lot of Nigerians, especially people who parade themselves as activists and all of that. And they were like, oh, this act should not be allowed to stay. It's wrong. It's meant by government to control people, to stop them from expressing themselves and all of that and all of that and all of that. But you can fight the government if that's your thing without breaking the law. We must always be guided by the law. Imagine living in a society where there are no laws. Just close your eyes for a second. I can't even say 30 seconds. For 10 seconds, imagine no laws. Anything can happen anytime, anywhere. Do you understand? Please. So we need laws. However, draconian as people have put it, some people have put it, what are you afraid of if you're not going to be contravening the law?
Exactly. Like
some of these things only speak to a lot of people who have actually gone out of their way.
Nonsense behavior.
So, there's an incident that happened in Lagos. A video went viral 2 days ago. A lady that they said she used to be in Big Brother Nigeria.
Yeah.
And I heard she's going through a lot at the moment. But said she was driving in traffic and some Yoruba boys were begging, that they're always begging, the Yorubas are always begging. Yoruba boys mentioned Yoruba like 4 times in that video, and had some plastic frame or something on her windscreen removed, that the guy removed it in anger and all of that. And that video caused a lot of backlash.
Oh, I did see that video though.
Yeah, I think her name is Fina, spelled with a PH.
Okay.
Why
Okay, that name
NA.
sounds familiar.
Yeah, apparently if you watch Big Brother, you would have known her. She was there a couple of days ago. So a lot of people, Yoruba people, were miffed at the fact that she kept on singling out just the Yorubas and all of that. Then a few hours after she apologized, started posting videos of her speaking Yoruba and how she's not a bigot and blah, 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 blah. And if this law was in place, she could actually fall into that ethnic thing, that one of those things that you read there.
My question is that I think that our mentality is so warped that we feel that when people do some certain things to you, we have to do a lot of generalization.
That is the problem.
I think that it's a horrible thing to do. The truth is, would some people from different tribes hurt you? Yes, they would. But would we generalize because of that? I think especially when you not even have a big platform for you have a lot of followers, you have a lot of fans, however that might be. I think that it is ridiculous. And that also shows that we need to be able to rein some things in. It's not by force. Keep quiet.
It's the generalization that's the problem. We've always harped and talked about that here at the Boom Bar. We will not stop talking about it. There are bad Yoruba people. There are bad Hausa people. And there are bad Igbo people and people from everywhere. Tribe. There are very good Igbo people. There are very good Hausa people. There are very good TV, Yoruba, Nupe. Mention. But do not generalize and say all Igbos are this, all Hausas are that, all Yorubas are this. It's one of the dumbest things that you can do. It's one of the dumbest things that any human being can do. Oh, all Americans are that, all Britons are this. It's not like that. It's not possible. It's actually not possible. Do you understand?
Yep.
And it's this generalization that will lead a lot of people to be caught by this Cybercrimes Act.
I'm just informing you now. You will go to jail.
Sign into law.
You will go to jail. I'm just telling you now. You will eat government beans.
And
I say it every day.
You say a lot
Some
of people
will go to jail.
You see a lot of people on social media now, they are always doing this ethnic baiting. Always,
like you don't have anything else. Once there's a conversation, that's the only thing.
There has to be an ethnic coloration to it.
Anyway, let's move on from
even
that.
Government policies are being painted as, oh, you see, it's because this tribe are the ones that do this. That's why they did that. Oh, more now for us. If we're not careful, we're just going to burn the country down over ethnic sentiments that actually are unfounded and make no sense.
Okay, so now let's move on from that again. As the federal government has unveiled a digital platform that allows Nigerians to report fraudulent activities in housing estates. They are also on the platform. You could also upload supporting evidence and monitor the progress of your complaints.
We have talked about this kind of solution a couple of months ago or years. We've talked about stuff like this, and I am happy that this is happening. I'm not saying they took it from us, I'm just saying that it's good that now there's that kind of platform where you can actually,
report things.
Yeah.
So for people, for the portal is reports.fmhud.gov.ng. reports.fmhud.gov.ng. So that's the.
So this is solely for housing issues now.
Yes. Report whatever, and you hear a lot of all these funny housing estates, all these developers. A lot of people seem to have a lot of issues with those things. So maybe it's and one thing that I like about this is that they said that you could also
track
what is happening at in real time. I think that actually makes a lot of sense.
We need to replicate this across all sectors, though. We need to replicate this across all sectors. You see, the feedback channels is one of the things that a lot of government institutions and parastatals and even elected officials need. They need that feedback channel. It has to happen, and I'm glad that at least one or two people are doing it. I remember when the Nigerian police started their app, they had to shut that thing down. I don't know if they brought it back. People were bombarding them with nonsense reports, and also, basically, I think it was done. They were spammed for a reason, and I'm sure it's criminals that were behind it. However, we need to have that picture. If you had stuff like that for the transportation sector, especially aviation, and then the rails, where some sharp practices are still happening. You just picture if the feedback channels, and with proof now that, look, this is what happened to me in this place at this time.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Now moving on from that, let's go on to some things that happened, very sad that happened. Thankfully, there was no death, but the Abuja Kaduna, there was a train that derailed yesterday. Now it's official. The Nigeria Railway Corporation has now suspended train operations, saying that they're working on that route. Also, the NSIB, as the national, I can't remember. I will look for what that means. Has also begun investigation into that train derailment.
Isn't that investigative platform for transportation?
Yes, actually. Also, the National, I think, Security of Information Bureau or something funny like that. So anyway, one interesting headline that actually took me by surprise was the NRC MD saying that he takes full responsibility for the train derailment. And I'm like, okay, that's a new one. Nobody ever takes responsibility for these things.
Yeah, Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to quickly look it up. It's interesting. It's what should be normal but strange in Nigeria, and I must commend Kayode Okpeifa. Is the one that is in charge of the Railway Corporation, and has come out to take responsibility for this.
But can we now talk about, because I know that a few weeks ago there was an announcement that the Warri Itakpe line was shut down, was going to be shut down for a few weeks because there were quite a number of vandalization that happened, and this one too, it looks like that's what happened. That's what made this train derail.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the sheer wickedness of people?
Look, these are the same people who go about stealing manholes. Remember, these are the same people that would strip an entire bridge of its railings. Oh, you've forgotten so soon. Recently, during the construction of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, there's a bridge there, Kara Bridge, which is like virtually the last bridge you get on before you get into main Lagos. They had to put concrete railings in place. I remember that bridge used to have some real nice aluminum railings, yeah? Mm-hmm. But they had to put concrete railings in place. They had to cast concrete. You know why? Because they know, say,
people had thieves. So it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It is. But are we going to keep complaining? I know that there is some technology that they need to put in place to monitor the train lines. They talked about it when this same train line came under attack by bandits a few years ago. If they had installed it by now, then they should be able to track whoever is behind this vandalization.
Yeah, and not even just that, to quickly, if there's any form of vandalization, they can quickly go to the spot and get it fixed so that this kind of things don't happen.
Yeah, it's important.
It's really sad.
Again, we know that it will be additional cost, but it's better now to also deploy the patrols and the monitoring units again, so that we avoid this type of scenarios. I'm glad that they were able to scrabble quickly first responders.
Yeah, first responders. Thank God that nobody actually, and maybe criminals didn't even take advantage of the situation and all that. I would also suggest that, I know that it's maybe because it's Lagos and it's not as long, maybe it's time to really look into making these trains electrical. That way, you touch it, you die. You touch it, you die. Simple. You see, that way, there will not be anything to vandalize, because by the time you touch it, you will be fried. Quickly fried. Oh, no, not fried. Fried, you need oil. Roasted.
Yeah.
Because for you to do such, you deserve to be roasted.
Well,
thanks.
Sadly, I doubt if all our rails will ever be all.
I really hope so. I
hope we
get to that point.
Electric power.
That way, I don't think that you need to monitor anything.
I know that the bullet train that is being planned for Lagos, Abuja, and the southeast and south is going to be powered by electricity, just like the blue line in Lagos. So, yeah, there'll be times when you want to have that.
Yeah.
But before we get to that point, I really hope that the government can look at, how they can step up security on the rail tracks, monitoring units, and really getting all those scapegoats. Let's even see them. It's a sad situation. And thank God that no lives were lost.
Yeah, yesterday. It is a sad situation. Now, moving on from that, let's talk about a few things from the CBN. The CBN has announced issuing a directive saying that all point of sale, that's POS terminals that we use in the country, are to be geo-tagged within 60 days. They're saying that every single licensed operators that are giving out POS, because it's a financial institution that has to give you POS. They're saying that everything has to be geo-tagged and it has to be done in the next 60 days, or you're kind of going to be kind of shut down. So that way, even when it comes to fraud and all that, they can easily, and then maybe these things cannot be moved around. I think I like that. I think I like that. Even if they're moved around, it will be within a wall, within a certain circumference or a sphere. I think I like that idea a lot. And what they're majorly saying, from the security perspective. Excuse me. And what they're saying is that any single one of these machines that has been put out, and once it's not geotagged by October, it is going to be deactivated immediately.
Now, a lot of people will be complaining. They don't know that when they start complaining, they're helping the criminals. Do you know the amount of monies that they're using these POS machines to move? A lot of the criminals that are into kidnapping and extortion, they use these POS terminals now. That's what they do. So, geotagging it might go a long way towards preventing crime.
Exactly. Now,
it might.
Now, moving on from that, the National Security Advisor has handed over about 128 rescued kidnapped victims to their families. Jigawa State, there's public holiday in Jigawa State today as they're celebrating the 34th anniversary of the state. Also, we're coming down to Lagos State, where Lagos State is moving to regulate sprawling beach houses in Ibeshe and Ilashe along the coastal corridor. So apparently yesterday, the governor and the deputy governor of Lagos State drove round the coastal corridor of Lagos, said it took about 5 hours, and apparently a lot of people are just building beach houses anyhow, anywhere, without planning permits and all that.
Building permits.
So, and I'm guessing a lot of people probably thought that some of these things would really never, nobody will whoever comes to those beach sides and all that. But
so Ilashe, if you've ever been there, it's an entire island on its own. You get, and it's funny how you said they drove around, because definitely have to go on water at some point. And so I was like, was it driving on water too? You know, they were cruising. It's an amazing place. You go there, it's a different world. It's Eco Miami on its own, and nobody has a house there that is not one big man or the other. And I always wonder, I always say, like, one of the easiest things in this world is to do the right things always. Like, if you're constantly on the side of good, on the side of right, your wilders go reduce. Not be saying it won't happen, no, but you don't go too many.
Yeah.
So you're able to acquire land at Ilashe, but you are not able to get proper planning permits. The good thing is that the government has said that they're not just going to demolish everything. They're going to look for a way around it, which means maybe people will be fined, and the ones that they can allow, they will allow the buildings stay. But in extreme cases, some might be pulled down if it's in a major place where there's some major violations and everything. The biggest thing for me is not about these big men that have houses at Shea and co. It's the other smaller communities around there. There's a 30 MVA power station that's been handed over now to the Eco Electric that's going to bring power to those places for the first time. They're going to be on the grid. If you go to all those islands, they're all powered by generators. Everybody goes there. It's a generator zone. At least last time I went, So I'm looking forward to that happening. And again, just do the right thing always.
Just do the right thing. And talking about doing the right thing. So I saw a headline today, and I talked about there was a story. Apparently, this is a former government official, and this person was weighing into the drama between the Alafi and the Oni. And I wanted to talk about it because I think we talked about that thing last week. And the person said, all this drama of supremacy back and forth, that do these monarchs know that whatever authority you have earns at the local government level? So if it is really at the local government level, you don't even pass the local government where you did. Talk less of local government of another state.
We said it before. We go by tradition and revere certain seats. The Oni of Ife.
Since people want to be told,
being the custodian of Yoruba culture in the cradle, which is Ife, and of course the direct descendants, the kings who are direct descendants of Oduduwa, Lamrudu, But again, with the proliferation of royalty, everybody is a king now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, bottom line, like we said, you are subject to the government.
To the local government. Local government.
No, local government, they are even subject to the governor more or less, because the local government cannot pick a king, but the governor can.
True, sha. Anyway, moving on from Matil talking about kings, we are going to Osun State. If you know where Ikwetumodu is very close to Ife, yeah? But the king there was, I think he was declared wanted one time, blah, 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 blah. And now, he has officially now been sentenced to more than 4 years in prison in the United States. They say, for Yorubas, they say, Oriade Oke Suta, this one is not just Suta, what is prison? Prison. It was said that he has now been charged and handed a 56 months in prison. But I have one question. After being in prison for this time, is he now going to come back and continue being king?
Well, this one is on the governor of Osun State now to act right and act fast, knowing that this person has more or less brought the revered seat of the kingship of that town into disrepute. I don't know how, because now it's not an allegation anymore.
Oh yeah, he's officially been sentenced.
He's been sentenced.
Yes.
Which means that they have enough proof.
Oh yeah, I think last week before he was sentenced, there was, I think his last words or something, there was conversation in court where he actually said, that it was COVID that pushed him into fraud. Or that you are a fraudulent person.
I don't know what it is, but
we all passed through COVID.
Yeah. I think, look, that the law must come to bear in such situations or in every situation. So an entire king of a place, and that's why I said kings the whole thing has been proliferated. If you leave it to me, if you leave it to me, the only people that will be called kings are the seats that are owned by the direct descendants of Oduduwa. If you leave it to me, I think there are 6 or 7 of them. You see the others, they are ballers in my book. But of course, there are more kings and more kings and more. Now, there are no more ballers now. Before, we used to have ballers, we used to have regional and zonal head. Everybody's a king.
Everybody's a king.
And that's why somebody can now be in prison. By now, even without the governor's act or acting, the council of chiefs in that place should have done the right thing. There are things that they can do traditionally.
Yeah, that just, to
say,
excommunicate him.
Aroloye, we have removed you. Because they actually have powers.
Yeah, it's sad. It's just
I don't know what their culture is in
how your
Ipetu
family
Modu, but
members.
this is disgraceful.
It is very disgraceful.
Like we said, you see, there are good and bad people in every tribe. This one
horrible,
has now been
horribly
jailed.
disgraceful. Now let's just go through a bit of conversations around the world. In Afghanistan, a bus crash has killed about 25 people today alone.
Where would one piece of good news come out of this particular country?
Oh.
This is so sad. This is sad.
It really is sad. Another very sad one is Indian-controlled Kashmir, where it's kind of like an island sort of. Floods have now killed about 32 people around there, and the floods coming from India is affecting Pakistan so much that about 150,000 people are actually being displaced.
Wow.
In Pakistan, from the floods from India.
150,000. Some countries don't have more than 150,000 people.
Nah, I think that's a lot. And for what we always say is coming down. Let's really be watchful the things that we do. I know that I think even the federal government had talked about it. People that live in flood-prone places, please excuse yourself from those places at this time of the year. Now, moving on from that, let's do a little bit of sports before we get out. First things first. We know that I think after this week there's going to be international break and World Cup qualifiers are back on. However, it doesn't look like it's good news for Nigeria, who are really, really trying to see if they can qualify, as their two main goalkeepers are out. You know, Madueke. Maduka Okoye is under suspension, and now Stanley Wambali is said to be injured. In fact, it was said as of yesterday on the pitch he was actually carried out with a stretcher. Yeah,
there are no guarantees that they will be ready in time for the World Cup qualifiers, and there are two games that Nigeria will be playing back to back. It's a really sad one.
Yeah, it's a really sad one. But with what they have now, doesn't that even worsen the chances of?
It does. He's been one of the best goalkeepers we've had in recent times, and there's a provisional list of 31 that was released, and it had the 15-year-old goalkeeper that kept the last game at Chan there, amongst other goalkeepers. So one of them would eventually get a chance to stand between the sticks for Nigeria
at this point.
But hey, at times you don't know when a new star will be born.
Yeah, I remember something
that's
like
how we got.
That's how Wambali as well. Exactly. So we'll see. We definitely will see what happens with that. However, we're going to the MPFL, as the MPFL is saying that they're inviting more players for questioning in an ongoing probe into betting allegations. Yeah.
So they're saying that, of course, the person in question that was more or less invited and suspended and unsuspended again, there are other teammates of his who had left the club for other places that have now been invited. They're more or less expanding their dragnet to see how far these allegations have spread and who or whom is involved in, betting, which is completely illegal for players.
So please, can you break it down a little bit? Why is it really, really illegal for players?
Because you can throw a game. If you're betting on your games, you are betting on games that concern you. You can throw it. If you bet that,
you like intentionally do things.
If you're a goalkeeper, for instance, I'm not saying this goalkeeper did it, but if you're a goalkeeper, for instance, and you bet that, this team will score 3 goals, you will work towards scoring 3 goals. Someone put out a video of something that happened in Germany, and I'm hoping this video is AI. Lord Bentner, the great Lord Bentner, and I think it was his last game, and they wanted him to score. And a penalty was given, and that's when it was subbed on just to come and play the penalty. And the goalkeeper for the other side didn't even dive. He didn't dive. I'm like, okay. Okay, this is done to honor the great Lord Benna. Everybody knows him.
But you should have at least made it.
Make it believable
Make
now.
it believable.
Say, look, I'll dive to the right, you play to the left.
Or
Which
something.
happens. So just picture if that was a player that said, you know what, I'll get a penalty. There will be a penalty in the 73rd minute, and there's a lot of betting on a penalty happening. They will do everything within their power to make that penalty happen. So a lot of the players have the right to influence the game more than any bookie.
Anybody else. Okay, I get the point now, because I think that's one of the issues with I think that's what also got Maduka suspended as well. Anyway, now Chan 2024, remember the one that we're all hyped about? It's official. We've now gotten to the finals, and Madagascar, for the very first time ever, are now getting to the finals. You see? And Nigeria, we cannot even pass group stage. Oh, God.
Nigeria has never really done well at Chan, and the reason is not far-fetched. When we play AFCON, we can bring in all our foreign exports. By foreign exports, I mean players that were developed by other countries for us, and players that we developed but got better because they went abroad. Then you now see that in a team of 23 or 24 players, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 players from the local league make it to AFCON, Africa's biggest football platform. But when it becomes the local version of a Chan, which is strictly for players who play in the league, Nigeria has never done well.
And that
I think the highest we ever done is maybe 3rd place or something.
And that really just shows what...
So, fix your league. They don't like hearing this. Oh, we're doing a lot. We see you are doing a lot. Where's the result? Madagascar. South Sudan. When did South Sudan even become a country that they could put together a team of local players that walloped Nigeria?
Walloped. That's the word. Walloped. I agree. Walloped is
the
word.
Fix your league. Your league is messed up. Officiating is still not good. The pitches are not great. The welfare for the players is not fantastic.
And so why not?
Fix your league. There was a time I said to them, if only 8 teams, Dolupo, can meet a certain minimum standard, let that 8 team be the Premier League.
Yeah.
The others, let them be
fighting for it.
Lower league and lower league. Let them be, but it's a lie.
Yeah,
it's a lie.
And I know that one of the conversations that you have also had, which I don't understand, is the fact that a lot of these teams need to be privatized. Why
does it
seem like the state government seems to be holding on to these teams like their life depends on it?
So the thing is that I don't really see them as holding on to it like their life. I see it as also another avenue for them to create employment. You get? I don't see them as a problem. I don't see the state governments as a problem. Picture if all of them just pull out. We'll probably have only 2 teams left. We'll probably have just Remo and who? Do you get? But we must work towards privatizing those teams. 3SC.
Maybe not even totally.
Work towards privatizing.
20%. Let them buy 30% of it.
That's it. So, if the day the government realizes that, you mean we can actually stop giving them money? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. A lot of these clubs now have fans coming out. Gate takings will take you a long way. Merchandising will take you a long way. Stocks. Just picture if there's a stationery store's shares being sold in the Nigerian Stock Exchange. I can go and buy Enyimba. Do you understand? We should work towards actually building business models so that the clubs will run. And when they run, they can attract the best talent. They can build the best facilities. And they can actually create more jobs, more than we have now. Because all of them rely on government allocation.
Yeah, so it's whatever the government gives them, yeah? And it looks like it. And finally, before we go talking about football, look like India is set to be banned again.
Yeah, at least it's not that they were playing Nigeria and 99 goals were scored in 30 minutes. No, it's not that.
You know that these Gen Zs will never hear those
lies that we were told.
Because it was actually a thing, and it looks like it was a generational. From generation to generation, we're told that. But nobody ever picked out one player that was...
Where are the pictures? Nothing.
They say when
You
it
know?
becomes a
So
lion.
the reason why those lies carried or tarried is because India, as at that time, were more of a cricket playing nation than a football playing nation. Oh, that they were banned. That's why they don't play football. But they just love their cricket a lot more. That's all, you know. So as it stands, from the look of things, they are about to be banned for the I think second time in 3 years or third time in 4 years.
Second time in 3 years
Because of interference. So the way the cartel FIFA are set up is that
really.
it is a cartel.
Okay, go ahead.
The way it's set up is that, you know, you're registered to them and they have rules. For as long as you are registered to FIFA, you must abide by the FIFA rules. So one of their biggest peeves is that you do not interfere. So when a government structure or a law court or something in India is saying these are the people that will administer the game, it's wrong. It's against the FIFA statutes. So you will definitely be banned. And nobody can break that cartel because everybody plays there. Everybody registered with them. At least not yet.
Not yet. Anyway, on that note, that is all we're able to take today on The Bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow at 3 p.m. West African time to give you another wonderful edition of The Boom Bar. Do have a beautiful, beautiful day ahead.